Love all the beautiful faces that are here and ready to get paid and learn how to get paid. There's so many amazing families out there that need your help. And it's awesome to be rewarded with the compensation plan that we have here. Quickly, for those who don't know me, I'm marketing director in Team Envision out of Josh and Kat Polachek's base shop. You guys are going to be hearing that name a lot pretty soon. Amazing things are happening. There's a huge shift going on, and we are absolutely mission driven. The compensation package that we have is amazing, but when you have a mission and a crusade in your heart, that's where the money starts falling, because God blesses those who serve others. And we're all about that. 8 years ago, when I started with this firm, it changed my life. Someone called me on a phone call and said, I need your help. I said, absolutely, not realizing the place that I was in or the opportunity that was about to be presented to me. But when they asked me about goals and dreams, I had no answer and woke up the moment I said, why dream when there's no money to dream? As a mother of 2 little girls, I realized something needed to change and something needed to change here. And immediately in that moment, I said, I want to know how to do what you do. I see my background in ministry. I see my background in numbers, both in one world. Please show me the way. And I started here on a referral basis and actually started in the personal development program that this firm offers and allowed myself a place to grow. And God places us in the right places at the right time, let me tell you. 5.5, actually almost 6 years ago, I was woken up by a phone call that my husband wasn't coming home, that he had passed away at 3 a.m. And the father of my children, the primary breadwinner, was no longer going to be able to provide. And I had no clue at that moment what was going to happen. All I did know is time to do the hair, put the makeup on, put my suit on, and get to the office back in the non-virtual days and sit down with our broker, Kathleen Polachek, because she was a widow at the age of 28. I knew exactly she knew what I was going through. She took my hand. Josh asked me the toughest question on the toughest day of my life. And he said, Jessica, you got 2 choices and you have to make it today. You know, the creditors were calling you within hours of your finding out your husband passed away. And they were demanding payment in full. And you have no income other than the sometime income that you're making here. You either go back to being an accountant, commute 2 hours each way to provide the lifestyle that your children deserve, working 60, 80-hour weeks. You're going to make your children orphans when they need you the most. Or you come into this business, I'll personally mentor you, I'll personally coach you. And that is the decision I went with because I took a chance on me. I took a chance on unlimited income potential and having absolute control of my time because my children needed me at that moment. It's been an amazing journey. It's been incredible, been accountable to my coaches and mentors every single day, 7 days a week, year after year, ever since. And I have loved it. Our goals are getting bigger, our dreams are getting bigger. But I'm out there serving families just like my own and changing their lives. There's a story about a family in a hole. And, you know, the regular financial services person looks out down the hole and the family's like, I need your help. And they're like, good luck. You don't have the money I have. I need you to have more than that. The insurance agent would, sorry, can't help you. But the WFG agent, just like each and every one of you, we've been there. So guess what we do? We jump in that hole. We hold their hand and we say, I know where you're at. Let's go. Let's get out of this hole together. And that's exactly what we do every single day, bringing that mission, bringing that crusade, and going after those goals and targets that have been placed on your heart. And we're going to do it together. So let's see how being that mission and crusade driven actually pays us. Points and compensation. Too often when we get started in the business, we're like, what's this points system? How do I get paid? And it's not as easily said in a very quick conversation, let me tell you. I think still there's things I have been learning today, 8 years later into the business, but that's okay because it's not all the details that matter. It's what's in your heart. Points and compensation is how we get paid, but WFG combines a world-class organization and all the sources to help people just like you and me go after each other's goals. There is literally a way that we can compute and reverse engineer. If you need a certain specific income amount, reverse engineer exactly how many dials you need to make every day, how many guests you need to have, how many recruits you need to have every single week, month after month to reach that goal. But because of the unique blend of ways to earn income, it just even makes it that much better. You'll often hear our personal income needs to be our personal pen to paper, helping families put the right products in place for them to help reach their short-term, their midterm, their long-term goals. But we need to pay our bills on our personal pen. Once we have achieved that, all the extra money that comes into our base is just gravy, right? So making sure that we know exactly what we need to do, how many families we need to serve is how we figure out how to pay our bills. We do that personal income, pen to paper, meeting families directly, and then simultaneously building an agency. Where else can you work for a huge corporation, but build something for you and your family to create that lifelong legacy that your family deserves? But that agency that you're building are individuals you're giving that opportunity to change their life also. And agency income is just the difference between contracts of you and those individuals. But you can be doing personal pen, you can be going after your license. There's people on your team that may get licensed before you, but that agency income allow and leverage your leadership, your trainers to create that. Don't stop the blessings because you want to be able to do it and train your own team. Let the blessings flow. Expansion income. In a virtual world, I cannot tell you how exciting this is because expansion income is easier than it ever was before. In the brick and mortar world, expansion income, we would have to connect with leaders across the country and plug our teammates inside that office and do what's called a map out system. But expansion income now in a virtual world, we can literally have people from Pacific Coast all the way to the East Coast in 3-4 time zones on the same Zoom with each and every one of us. Isn't that awesome? I can expand all across the United States, Canada, and Puerto Rico. And there's so many nuggets have been dropped by leaders recently that World Financial Group is going worldwide. That's the vision. Leaders are talking about India. Leaders are talking about going off this continent, across the world, and bringing this there. Expansion income allows us to find leaders and position our families ahead of this amazing growth that's going to happen. And then lastly is bonus income. There's actually one more, but we'll get to that later. The fourth one here is bonus income. Right now, as a marketing director, this is something I'm looking forward to because one, bonus income is a senior marketing director or higher kind of income. But you don't have to do anything extra to get it. You continue to serve families. You teach your team to serve families. You have outlets serving families, and you get a bonus for doing the right thing for families. There's quarterly bonuses. There's monthly bonuses. And I really look forward to the day that that is an opportunity that I can actually have those additional bonuses. And I'm going to turn around and upgrade my life insurance policies and be like, $1 million is not enough because I have bonus income and I want to throw it in there. And trust me, I have more than $1 million, but there's certain lessons in life that we learn from. And one of them was I got a legacy of debt. For my two little ones who are 7 and 10, they're not going to get a legacy of debt from me. They're going to get a legacy of wealth, and I'm going to leave them a legacy of a business as well with World Financial Group. But here are some of the sources of our incomes. Life insurance, which you have to have a life license. When I came on board, I knew that was between me and making money. We didn't have product providers on our platform that was able to get paid on without that license. I knocked it out in 4 days. I took the test on the 4th day, passed it with a 61, since 60 is the California minimum. I celebrated all the way to the car because I was like, I'd never have to do that again. But I knew I needed to knock it out as quick as possible. The leaders and mentors that coached me, they did it in a quick way. I know people who did it even in less than 4 days. But that life license is very important because that allows us to be able to work and get appointed with companies like Pacific Life, Nationwide, Transamerica, Voya, Athene. And if you have the health license, this allows you to do what's called long-term care and disability. 3 out of 4 individuals are going to need some kind of long-term care. I think this pandemic has taught us another thing, that those numbers are going to significantly increase later in life. Living benefits, disability, having this life license coupled with the health license is very, very important. Annuities. This is my favorite. You need a life license and just a certificate to be able to provide a guaranteed lifetime income stream for family members, creating a pension that they have control of for not only just this one individual, but both spouses, changing their lives, being able to create this income stream without reduction and creating a way to secure it from the market. There is no market loss in the annuities that we can do with our life license. If someone's looking to retire in 5 years, they want to make sure that they don't lose anything. Family that I served last year lost $90,000 in 3 months in the market loss, in the correction. We were able to get them a bonus. And that nurse that I served, she was like, Jessica, I'm going to have to work another 5 years to recoup that $90,000. I'm like, hold on to that thought. By the time we were done, she was able to retire last year if she chose to. That's what annuities can do. Variable products. This requires a FINRA licensing, Series 6, 63, 65, SIE, 27, and I could probably continue to go on all these awesome licenses that you have to get in order to provide a variable product. This includes 401s, IRAs, managed money market accounts, and being able to create a variable product for the families. Sometimes a variable product is suitable for the family. When we talk about the 3 ways that money grows, the fixed, the index, and this variable, sometimes that variable product is the best solution for that family. But being able to have all these licensings and all these sources of income and referral partners. In California, we have a couple products that we offer, and that includes college prep. identity theft. And there is one more, college private security systems for home without having that life license, allowing our agents in California to be able to create an income immediately as soon as signing that associate membership agreement. But when we are licensed, we are able to also do these companies, including Debt America, consolidating and eliminating that debt. We talk about debt consolidation and then our 6 steps, right? Anyone with $10,000 or more in debt has hope with Debt America. They even have a tax department, Optima tax relief, Legacy Shield, wills and trust. Another company would be Everest that is partnered with Transamerica this last year, which is awesome, has a will. And then Bolt. Do you know any pet lovers? Anybody that maybe breeds pets and their dogs are very, very valuable? We even can offer life insurance on a pet. The amazing thing with Bolt is all I have to do is let's see if we can reduce the cost of that auto insurance, the homeowner's insurance, the renter's insurance, business insurance. I'm going to submit your information to a company called Bolt. They're going to give you a call. They're going to reach out to you. And they are the ones that are experts in this field. We get a commission, but we don't have to know all the details, including that pet insurance, and send that referral over to Bolt. And they get the best service with the people that know what they're doing. It's amazing. The same thing with Debt America. You submit the information, they take it from there. All right, let's get to points. All right, we have a lot of numbers. We see the leaders boards. We see all these points. What do those points mean? In my book, those points represent families. Those points represent parents that are putting protection in place so that their children are protected. But points is the system in which product providers pay World Financial Group. And those points literally convert into our paychecks. Essentially, typically, and we'll get into the little nitty gritty here soon, it's a dollar to dollar conversion of that premium they are putting into the product. Whether that premium is $200 a month, whether they just rolled over $100,000 of their retirement savings, whatever that premium is, it's typically converts to points. So example, client's monthly premium, 200 times 12 is 24 annual premium. That equates to 2,400 points. Now, those points have value. They're used for promotions, they're used for bonus pools, the leaders bulletins, rankings, other recognitions. We need those points in order to say if we wrote 40,000 points and have 5 licensed agents, we get promoted to MD, marketing director. Points are calculated on the type of product and the total percentage to the field. For example, if I'm a training associate and it's 1,000 points, I'm going to get 250 because I'm being paid 25%, right? But there's also those spreads and overrides of the leaders that brought us into business, that trained us, that mentored us, that are getting compensated for all of that, that will eventually equate to that full 1,000 points. Now, honestly, getting promoted, getting the most of that is awesome. But think about it, when you have an agency and you have many people doing that, the overrides and the thank you checks that you're getting because you did a great job investing in people. Now, how and when do we get paid? Typically, we go to work, we work a 40-hour week, we get paid every other week, maybe bi-monthly, maybe monthly if we're a teacher. There's so many typical ways that as an employee that we get paid. Here at World Financial Group, we get paid 8 to 9 times a month, every Tuesday and Friday and the last day of the month. Where else do you see that? I can write pieces of business today and get paid Tuesday or Friday on what I did today. So you could get licensed, you get that license back, you do all your continuing eds and literally get paid right away. Now, with life business, our platinum providers will pay what's called a 40-60 split. 40% when the application is submitted with premium and 60% when that policy is approved and delivered to the client. Make sure that you are checking with your trainers, make sure that you're checking with your SMDs, because some of our teams actually have been transitioning because there's so many things going on in the world with people getting sick and things like that, and having higher risk clients and they're getting declined, but we have other options for them. A lot of us have been transitioning into what's called 100% at delivery. I'd rather get 100% at delivery, 100% at the end, because that family is completely protected and knowing that's the best product for them. But if something happens and they get declined for whatever reason it may be, I love knowing that we have options. With Crump, we can get someone who has diabetes, a heart attack, cancer, so many different illnesses, we can find coverage from them. I also noticed that one of my trainees, soon to be a certified trainer herself, is on the call with us today. But her and I sat down with an individual who had a child with leukemia. She's been told he was uninsurable. We put protection in place for him and her other sons prior to him going into the hospital for a transplant. It's amazing what we are able to do. No other company, let me tell you, no other company. I've talked to a lot of companies. They've tried to recruit me. They try to offer me more money. And as soon as I asked them, I'm like, look, I've done someone with a heart attack. I've done someone with a stroke. What about a child with leukemia? And they tell me no to all those. You can't do what I can do, because it's about that mission. Annuities is 100% when that policy is delivered to the client. Sometimes it's upon issue. As soon as that annuity product is funded from the other source, annuities will pay 100%. This is how we and when we get paid. It's amazing. So contract levels, I'm sure you guys are very aware. When we come into the business, we come in as a training associate. Our first promotion is associate, senior associate, marketing director, senior marketing director. These are the percentages that we get paid from the different points system. Make sure you take a screenshot. If you haven't seen this before, understand it, know it, because it's beautiful when you can do this. When I came on board, I was always calculating how much money I was leaving on the table as being a training associate, because I wanted to see what my associate upline was getting paid, my senior associate upline, my marketing director. And today I calculate how much my senior marketing director is getting paid, because it pushes me those numbers. I'm very numbers oriented, if you not noticed yet. All right. Calculating compensation. This is a basic estimate. Across the country, the average family saves $200 to $250 per month. That may be one product, that may be 4 products. It really depends on the situation of the family. In California, we're more between $400 to $1,000 a month between the averages. Annual premium of $250 times 12 is $3,000. 3,000 points times your contract level of 45%, that's a senior associate. Total commission is $1,350. If you're doing the 40-60, the 40 advance, 60 at delivery, that's $540 or $810 at the delivery. Now, if it's 100% at the delivery, that's $1,350. Our mission as a trainer is to make sure that our associates get that first comma check. That's how simple it is to get a first comma check. 100% at delivery, $13.50 on a product. And a family was helped, multiple families were helped. Calculating compensation. This is also another way, basic estimation with 4 clients. Doing the same thing, $250 a month, 4 clients. We're looking at $5,400 a month. Now, is your goal $5,400 on a part-time basis? This is literally working weekends. Each family takes an average of 2 to 3 hours. So if you sat down with one family a week, your average commission will potentially be $5,400. Imagine if you sat down with 4 families a week. That's about 20,000 and plus, right? All right, so this is 4 clients saving that $250, but this is seeing what we call the different contract levels. Training associate would be paid $4,200. An associate gets paid $5,400. Senior associate, $6,600. Marketing director, those same 4 families, $7,440. Senior marketing director, $9,600. Now, when it comes to override, it's the difference between those contract levels. When you're creating an agency, if you have training associates on your team, you're getting the split between your contract and their contract. All right. You guys are getting a treat that I had to learn the hard way. Back when I started, we were told, go on my WFG, spend some time on there and figure it all out. No one showed me this. I came across it and I was like, oh, that moment, right? Calculating compensation. My WFG has the resources, the product guide, carrier name and product. If you go to my WFG, you go to the menu, and I think the next one it will show you. But if you go to selling and recruiting, the last one at the bottom, and then the first one is called the product guide, or type in the search bar right here, product guide. All of our carriers, you can type in here nationwide, it's going to pull up a nationwide products. Just like the nationwide Your Life, this is how much the percentage of that premium that we're going to get paid off of. This is how we get the points. This is Pacific Life. Pacific Life pays 92.7 on their PDX IUL. So if the premium is, we're going to do easy number, 1,000 points or 1,000 in premium times 92, this is 927 points. Now, it's going to be more than that. That was just easy math. Most IULs are not doing that unless it's a child IUL, then I can understand. But calculating the compensation term, nationwide, Your Life guaranteed term. The monthly premium times 12 months on this product guide, it literally gives you for the percentage depending on the 10-year product, 15, 20, 30 year. Every single product that we have, it will be listed here. So monthly premium times 12 is the annual premium. Annual premium times the carrier percentage is the total points. If you're splitting, because you're working with either your trainer or your trainee, 50% of those points go to each individual. And then we multiply that by a contract. Now, an IUL, it's typically based off what's called the target points or target premium. Just like on this IUL illustration from Pacific Life, at the bottom of it, it will say TP, that's the target premium. That's typically the funding amount. Sometimes they fund more, sometimes they're minimally funding it, but if you're funding more, they're going to give you the target premium points. Again, multiplying that by the 92.792. And yes, as a numbers person, I go up to the very last point. And then if it's a split, you get 50% of those points. And then if you're doing it on your own, you get 100% of those points. A theme. This is that annuity I was telling you about. helping families save and protect their retirement plans and giving them either an option of growth or income or both. Athena Agility 10 is a really good option to give them both growth and income. If that individual is under the age of 70, this product is going to need to pay, and this is called, there's option 1, 2, and 3. Option 1 is you get that premium at the issue of this policy times 5.3853. But if you're looking for future income on what we call as trails, option 2 gives you a reduced amount upfront of 3.31, but in year 2 through year 99, you're going to get 0.03 every single year they keep that policy. And then the same thing with option 3, it's a little less reduced at the upfront, but annually every single year. Now, let me tell you, I like to play a game with myself. I know exactly what I'm going to get paid on which cycle at which time. And it's those checks that I weren't expecting that I love, because it's like a celebration. I'm like, hey, party, extra money, right? Wasn't expecting it. It's generally due to those trails. So put in the work, develop your skill set, build your identity, and take your promotion strong. We have had this conversation a lot. There is one reason that I'm still a marketing director. That one reason is I want to take my promotion strong. I want to make sure that I'm not getting by with the minimum 10 licensed agent, the 1 marketing director, or the 2 senior associates. I want to make sure that I'm hitting senior marketing director that promotion month after month after month, and building and continuing to build. So when I give that exchange leg to my senior marketing director, that I've replaced myself. They gave an exchange leg with, I believe it was 20 licensed agents, and I want to give that back to them. That abundance mentality, the abundance thinking. So to get to an associate, we're looking at the 3-3-30, 3 people in business, giving them the great opportunity that you have, 3 pieces of business in 30 days or 5 clients. Make sure that you're checking with your trainer, your SMD, on which promotion you're going to take and which direction you take as far as promotions, because the 3-3-30, typically, if you give the opportunity to 3 people, you're looking at 2 to 3 pieces of business per person you recruit. And it's called internal consumption. We believe when we own the product, we can go out in the field and share that opportunity and that conversation with somebody else. So 3-3-30 is literally that simple. If you do 1 a week, you knock it out. Senior associate, a 10-10-30 in the first 30 days, or a rolling 3 months. That's 90 days. It doesn't have to be January, February, March. It could be mid-January all the way to mid-April. 90 days, 3 direct associates, 4 life license associates in the downline, and 30,000 points. That's just 10,000 points a month. If you're helping 4 families a month, you knock that out right away. Marketing director, 25, 25, 30 in the first 30 days, or a rolling 90 days, 3 direct associates, 5 licensed associates in your downline, and 40,000 points. That's literally 12,500 points a month. Again, only 4 families helped every month. But to take that promotion strong, do 40,000 a month. Then there's no question that you actually got that promotion, right? Senior marketing director, rolling 3 months, 10 licensed associates. This is the bare minimums. 6 must be life license. So you can have security license as well as life license mix in this scenario. 3 direct legs. Legs must include 2 senior associates or 1 marketing director. My goal is to have 5 senior associates and 2 marketing directors within my base. 75,000 base net points, and half must come from the team. So you can't personally produce your way to the top. This company is about creating an agency. This company is about establishing a sound future within your company. 35,000 in a rolling 12 months in cash flow, or 20,000 in 6 months. Now, I know that's very easy to do if you're doing these kinds of points. My goal is marketing director to continue to establish where I'm at right now, establish that watch, which is 50,000 and 100,000. And that should be the complete step into marketing director at $100,000 rigs. Everyone's goals are a little bit different, and that's okay. So there's generally two career paths here in WFG. An individual can be a personal producer. They become an expert in the financial products, they're self-employed, and they have active income. Ultimately, it's just a decision to go after the builder's income. You also become an expert in the financial products, but you ultimately are an expert in working with and training people. This allows us to be a business owner with active and passive income. As a builder, I can take time off and get paid. Like my senior marketing directors, they were like, this company is amazing. We've trained amazing outlets within our base that we are going to go hit the road for 9 months last year, and went across straight lines with their children, spent time. Of course, they were still plugged into everything going on, but they had passive income because they created and built a team. They still had their active income. Don't get me wrong, they didn't take it all off, but they had that freedom of time. They had that freedom of life and income that they were able to enjoy it. What is a spread? The difference between contract levels between you and your agents or your upline. It creates an override and passive income for developing independent, successful agents. This is, again, the difference between that contract level, either below you or above you. We need multiple streams. If we need multiple streams of income, it's called build a team. I'd rather have 100% effort of 1,000 people than 100% effort of my own. Imagine what that looks like. Or 1% of 100 people. Still creates 100%, right? Multiple streams in income includes that agency income, the passive income, the override income, all of those things. In this example here, we're looking at you as being a senior associate with 3 training associates, 2 associates, helping 5 clients a month. The override, a senior associate overrides a training associate by 25%. That's 3,000 in override income. A senior associate overriding an associate overrides them by 10%. It's the spread, the difference between the contract levels, right? That's 1,200 in override income. Just in override income, we're looking at $4,200. But if you're going out there and helping families as well, what does that look like? Because if you're doing your personal production and you're closing 4 apps, you're getting $6,600. You have 4 associates that are doing the same thing. That's $1,200. 4 training associates doing the same thing. That's $3,000. Monthly income is now $10,800. Over $120,000 in annual income as a senior associate. That's $3,600 premium and base shop points every single month, because you and your team are doing something. That's how you make a $10,000 income on a part-time basis. That's how you replace income. And now you have choices. These are some of the key terms. If you guys go on to MyWFG, you literally can actually download a brochure that's called Points and Compensation. You'll find this, but it talks about that generation, the generational override. how you as a senior marketing director can override and get bonuses on 6 generations of senior marketing directors deep. A rolling time, points, we went over gross points, net points, the difference between gross points and net points. It's the same thing like that employee paycheck. It's the money that before and after all the deductions. Gross points and net points, honestly, is not an issue for our team because since we went to 100%, our gross points and net points match identical. Net point ratio is net points divided by your gross points. Generally, I think the company average is at 86%. Track, block, leg, base shop, super base, and super team. Base is training associates, marketing directors, senior marketing directors in an organization. Super base is senior marketing directors and their first senior marketing director in their base. Super team, senior marketing directors and generations of senior marketing directors. Who wants to stop at one generation? Who wants to have 6 generations? It's about creating that legacy. How many of you have kids and you want to leave a generational wealth behind for them? This is the WFG dream. Senior marketing director with personal production, if they only do 5 sales a month, is looking at 100,000. Building a base, 244, and that's 3 personal sales and 3 associates who produce 6 sales a month. That's 2 sales per associate. Building that super team, and now build the super team of 500,000. You can see how the unlimited earning potential that this company creates for us. Who wants a ring? What's your favorite color? Back when I started, I didn't see myself making this, but my favorite color is definitely purple. I'm working towards the blue, the $100,000 ring, but purple happens to be that 1 million. There are rings and you get a diamond for every 100,000 that you add in your annual income a year. And they just created, I believe it was the $7 million ring. Our company has an individual by Ed Milet. If you're not following him, you need to be making sure that you're following him. He stepped away from a $10 million a year contract with World Financial Group to come back into the field force because he says this is an opportunity to make 10 million a month opportunity. Now, how are we playing this? What about free trips? What about other rewards that are offered? But if we start thinking about those families that are out there that are praying for you, we call the top 25 a miracle list because those individuals are most likely praying for some help. They're looking for an opportunity. They're looking for change. They're looking for someone to call them up and say, I need your help. I'm in training. Or call them up and say, you know, I thought about you when I wanted to position someone into this agency that I'm creating. I want to have a conversation with you. Are you guys ready to claim that tremendous potential that awaits you here? Are you guys ready to say, I saw $900 million paid out to the field force last year in WFG. Are you ready to claim your portion? How much is that portion? Because that amount is going to significantly increase this year. How many agents do you have independent of yourself that can go out there and serve families? There's so many ways of helping families with all of the options that we have available, reducing the expenses that they currently have, increasing the rates of returns on products to give them a different potential, decreasing the validity of it, decreasing taxes, There's something for everyone. But honestly, it wasn't any of the products that saved my family's life 6 years ago. What saved my life, what saved my children's future was an opportunity to change other people's lives. Someone's praying for you. Make sure you make that top 25. Go out, serve families, and get what you guys rightfully deserve. Thank you for spending the time with me here this morning. I hope you have an amazing, abundant rest of your day.